So welcome to yet another Tale of Carp. And last night we travelled 10 hours. There's a lot of exploring to be done in Poland. It's probably the most uncharted carp fishing you're ever going to find at the moment in the world. So get the map out. If you're up for a bit of exploring, I might just see you here. Maybe the best carp I've caught on the Tale of Carp so far. So welcome to yet another Tale of Carp. And last night we travelled 10 hours and stopped in Berlin. We had a few drinks, then got an early night. Today we've got another long drive, another 5 hours into Poland, where we're going to go and fish a lake that I don't know a lot about. I know it's got low stock, and I know it's in the middle of a beautiful forest. So I'm going to wait no longer. I'm just going to get on the road, get to the lake and see what it looks like. After our stop off in Berlin, we've arrived at the lake in Poland. And what a lake it is, situated in the middle of a thick forest. It's absolutely beautiful. There's quite a low stock of carp in here, so it's going to be a tricky old week, but some of them are absolutely stunning. In the last 2 weeks, it's done one bite, a 22 kilo fish. So a big fish, that's around 48 pound. We've met up with Derek. He's given us a good walk round. He's a really lovely fella, Derek, and a good friend of mine. So it's been nice catching up with him today. I've got the rods out, but I'm going to see what happens over the next 24 hours, watch what goes on, see if there's a feeding time. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what unfolds this week.
After our long drive across Europe, we had finally arrived. Tired, but buzzing with anticipation. The rods were out, the kettle was on, and as the light began to fade, that first night feelings started to settle in. This trip had been a few years in the making, and now we were here, anything could happen.
Nothing. 30. Literally 30 pounds, isn't it? Hang on. Oh. Well, we're only on the first night. It's 8 o'clock in the evening and the rod's just ripped off. And I've had my first ever Polish carp, 30 pound an ounces, an absolutely beautiful fish. And it really did fight. And the lake has actually only done one bite in 2 weeks. So I wasn't expecting a bite so quick, but it's an absolutely beautiful fish. And if this week carries on like this, things can only get better. I had this on a double tiger nut. I've got boilies on other rods. And when you have a fish, it definitely opens up the tactics that you need to go forward with. So maybe I'll put double tigers on 2 rods tomorrow and see if we can get another bite. It looks like it's been caught recent, that fish.
It's been a great start to the session, better than I could have ever hoped for, especially on a venue like this. You don't expect it to come together so soon, but sometimes that's just the beauty of fishing. Things fall into place just when you least expect them to, and when it does, it's a feeling that you'll never forget. I never expected this kind of action on the very first night, but we timed this trip around the build-up of the new moon, a phase that I've always trusted in. As the night strolled in and the cool air came, the carp seemed to feed with real intent under that dark sky. The drop in pressure and the lack of light always switches them on, and tonight it's all come together perfectly.
thought there was one on because the rod tip was boom, boom, boom.
How long are you on for?
Just then, I think.
About 3 seconds.
Because it just weirdly, it was quite aggressive on the rod tip, you know. Well, what a start. We weren't expecting much action for the first 24 hours. And this is now our third fish, just over 40 pound. And this one actually fell to a boilie, which is good. So I've had a bite on tigers, a bite on boilies. And I did say to the lads yesterday, the fish are so active, I can't believe they won't feed. There's only been one bite in the last 2 weeks. So we're really pleased with the action that's coming, and hopefully if we can keep getting them, we might bump into one of the giants that lives in this lake. I'll give you loads of that. That mouth will literally now heal. Just needed that. Well, that's your release, sorry mate.
When you look around this place, it just doesn't feel real. The forest is so dense it just swallows up the sound. There's just bird song and wind through the trees. When you look out, there's the odd ripple on the surface. There's a calmness here that's hard to describe. It feels untouched, wild. To be able to fish somewhere like this is truly something special.
Yesterday it literally rained all day. It was only light, but it never stopped till about midnight last night, and I think that knocked the fishing on the head a little bit. You've got to remember that this lake, it's only about 8 or 10 acres and it's sort of cut up into 3 bays. So as soon as you start putting lines into them, it instantly puts pressure on the fish. And being a small lake, I think they know their environment so well and they know when you're here. Plus we've had quite a few visitors and normally it's super quiet here and I think they know we're here. So hopefully today's going to be a lot quieter. I'm going to leave lines out at certain spots and rest them, put a little bit of bait in. Hopefully that'll give the fish a little bit more confidence to move in. We did actually catch one last night, about 12:30. We had a small mirror and we could have gone somewhere. There's lakes in Poland that are a bit like Linear on steroids. You can go there and catch loads of massive carp, but we don't do the Tale of Carp to catch any old carp. We do it to catch special carp. And in here, there's some really special carp, and we've got 5 nights left to try and catch one.
Tyser. How hot is it?
It's all right. I'll drink. That's right. So quite often people ask me, why do I use a bait boat so much abroad? And like, I'll only use it if the situation suits. So when we was at Lake Leon, and a lot of the local anglers were going out in massive boats, putting poles in, filling it in with bait, I physically watched them fish move off the areas. So when you come to a lake like this that's only 8 or 10 acres, that enhances. These fish know you're here all the time. So if I was to get in a boat now, go around and smash around, okay, if I did it on the first day, the rest of the week I've got the lake to calm down. But how do you know when it's low stocks that that is your only opportunity? Whether you're a purist or not, it has its advantage. And it's literally stealth with a battery. You can go onto an area, especially this one, I can see whether there's weed, I can see the clear drop. It's only 3.5 foot there, which is interesting because I've seen a couple of really big fish over there. So it shows they are showing in really shallow water. The great thing about this hunter is if you hold the switch forward for 5 seconds, it then carries on going in one straight line. So while that boat's coming back, I can just hang the control up and then sort my rod out. Like that.
During these longer sessions, it's so important to take a bit of downtime, to slow things down and really watch the water. This time of year, the fish ain't as active as they are in the summer, so every little sign matters. A small show, a patch of fizz, the faintest ripple. These moments can really give the game away. And if you notice them, it can completely change your session.
Well, you've probably seen I'm using braid, and that's down to the snags and things that hang over the water and into it. And there's also quite a lot of rocks in this lake, great big ones the size of a bivvy. So I needed a really abrasive material, which the braid is. But the rods I'm using are an ISER, and they're fairly stiff. And when you're using braid on these rods, it's always good to have a fluorocarbon leader. And with that, I'll put on about 2 rod lengths. And what that will do, when you're playing a fish, not only is it going to offer you protection from the rocks, it takes the the hardness out of the braid. You've got a little bit of stretch in that leader, so as you're playing the fish, it ain't so easy to pull the hook as when you're straight through to, say, lead core on braid. So you put that on, it's a little bit of a buffer. Also, it disappears, sinks well, and yeah, if you're fishing braid, you've got to have this on. We're doing it in a 30 and a 40 pound, and I've been testing this one probably for about 2 years, and it's absolutely excellent. I love the stuff. Right, so the way you tie these leaders is really simple. Just run them alongside each other, and I'll tie the braid first, make a loop, go through it 4 times. Plenty of saliva on it. That will help it come down, and that just hugs onto the fluorocarbon leader. Now you're going to do the same knot with the fluorocarbon leader. All I'm doing is I'm pulling the tail back from the knot on the braid, and I'm going around the pair, and that will hold them in nice and secure. 1, 2, 3. You don't need many turns on that thick line. Keep the knot small. Again, plenty of spit. Pull it all down together like so, like that. And if you get that little loop, that is just the tail. You get hold of it, the tail, and you just pull it in like so, and the knot goes nice and neat. All points backwards, so it goes out the eyes, very easy, bit like a flight on a dart. Then get the tag ends, cut them off, not too short but nice and short. Put that there, give it a nice pull to check it. Then the next thing you want to do is put it onto your rod, because this is going to be the buffer so your braid does not become too harsh on the hook hold when you're playing a fish. And it also is a good snag leader. I would not use braid without this on, so I'm going to go once, twice, then I'm going to cut it roughly level with about my butt eye, and that'll give me about 2 rod lengths of fluorocarbon leader. And onto that I'm going to add tubing. A lot of people will fish that straight onto a lead clip because it's quite thick and it won't hurt the fish's sides, but I prefer to just play it safe. Put about 15 inches of tungsten rock bottom tubing onto that with a uni lead clip. And that is basically what I use for a lot of my fishing when I'm abroad. Right, I'm just doing a bit of a bait change. I have had a fish on tiger nuts and I have had a fish on boilies, but we've come to notice these fish are super spooky, even to a bait boat. So casting and rowing out would literally destroy the area. So what I want to do is I want to put double tigers on, because that means once the rod's out there, I'm happy to leave it until it goes. That could be just like the last fish, 36 to 40 hours between bites. The crayfish could nibble it away and I could be fishing nothing, but the tiger nuts will withstand them and they don't really like them. So that's the bait change. I've also had an area that a few fish are showing on every night, a couple of real big ones. I'm going to have a night on the Ronnie and see if that can bring on a bite. So I'm going to get this ready to go out, sit back and see what unfolds.
You get them moments when everything just feels right. The lake goes still, the air changes, there's a tension in the air that you can't quite explain. I've been watching the water all evening, waiting for any signs, and then out of nowhere, the silence was broken by an explosive take, the kind that sends your heart racing before you've even picked up the rod.
It's been about 36 hours since our last bite, and we're just contemplating rig changes and things like that. And this rod has been out for about 30 hours on a double tiger nut, and it's just gone off up the margin there. And it feels a heavy fish. That's good fish. Come on. Big old dark mirror. Come on, baby. Come on. It's really hard to see because there's a lot of very white light. So at the moment I've still got a 6-ounce lead on with it. I'm hoping that doesn't affect what's going to go on now. In the net. Yes! Get in. Whew. Instant relief. That was a battle and a half. And lads, in the net, we've got a lump. Get in. We can now make all the noise we want. Will, let's have a fire.
I think it's good, mate. It's black as your hair. It looks mega. Tom? What about man? Oh, mate, nice one. You know that rod's so soft? You just wouldn't move it to the net. I was like, oh, keep moving.
How big did you say you think it was, Dave?
I was thinking 49s.
Yeah.
But now I've got it on the bank. It's close. You're close.
I think that's your Polish 50.
I can tell now, that'd be brilliant.
£52. Get it.
Really pleased with that. 52.
Well, look at him. And we was told this lake was tricky, and I tell you what, these carp are all week. They've known when we've been here. If we made too much noise, they've gone to the other end. If I've cast too much, they've moved out of the way. So I've had to sit on my hands, not touch a rod for over 40 hours, and it has all come good. And I'm now holding my first Polish 50, and what we travelled all that way for. I've done a lot of travelling around Europe in the last few years, and she's right up there with some of the best I've held. Ah. 36 hours without so much as a bleat. I was really starting to question things, thinking all the fish were stuck in the outer bounds up the top. But we have seen a fish a day roll down on that tree. And I did say to Tom, the cameraman, there's a good chance we'll get a day bite off of there. And for once, I wasn't wrong. Absolutely stonking £52 mirror from Poland. And this is why we've done that long old drive. So pleased. Back she goes to her Ginclear home. Thanks, darling. So because we've had a big one, we've got a tradition to keep up. Double cheeseburger McDonald's. Well, as I come to the halfway point of the session, we've learned a lot in the 3 to 4 days that we've been here, and mostly that these fish are super spooky, and you can see why people come here and find this lake so difficult. Any noise and then fish just go up to the outer bounds. With it being in the middle of a wood and so quiet, as soon as there's any noise, they're on it and they move. They're very sensitive to their environment. And last night, we had a really good social, had some of my Polish friends down, we had a few drinks, a bonfire, so as you can imagine, they know we're here at the moment, but we're gonna reel in now, rest the lake for a few hours, and hopefully when we come back, the carp would have settled down a bit and get some rods in place. Fingers crossed, there's a chance of a good fish. As promised to the lads, a McDonald's was on the cards. A little reward before we headed back to the lake. It's small moments like this, when we're laughing together, that everyone really bonds. Bellies full and spirits high, we headed back to chase that big one. Well, do you know what, Will? It's how many days is it since we've had a shower now?
5. We're on our 5th day.
So on our 5th day without a shower. You know Derek that runs a lake, he runs a professional boxing club.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, so he's sorted it out that we're going to go down there and can use the showers there. And we might even be able to use some of the punch bags. Do you fancy that?
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah, have you seen the size of the guy?
No, he's quite small, isn't he?
No. You call him small?
Yeah.
Well, I've got a challenge for you then.
What's that?
You've got to take a body shot off him.
Oh, it'll be easy. No worries.
With a body bag on?
Yeah, 100%.
How much percent?
100%.
100%?
100% body shot.
So, okay, I'm going to ring him and let him know that you want to take a 100% body shot off him.
Deal. Sweet.
Okay. I'm just going to check if we've got another cameraman available before I do that.
It won't be that bad, I'm sure.
Well, he's a professional boxer who's never lost
Well, he's about to.
and knocks people out for fun. And you're going to take his hardest body shot.
100%.
Let's go. So you've heard that idiot Will mouthing off, and it turns out that Derek, who owns the lake, is a professional boxer. So we've come to the boxing gym to see if Will can put his money where his mouth is. Anyone want a job as a cameraman?
Let's go. Oh, he took my head off. Fuck. Go again, like that. Oh. That one got me in the gut.
80%.
Go 100. Yeah. Oh, right in the gut. Well done. Oh. Hell yeah. Right, vodka. Yeah.
Told him pipe down, I don't care what's next, I need it right now. And I got it numbers going stupid like they dropped out. What they think they doing, I don't know, but we can find out. Feel like Lewis Hamilton said, go and shut the lights out. Look, if I said it, you already know. They ain't never touching what I'm doing, told them let it go. I ain't with it ticky-tacks like I ain't playing X and O's. Go compare the numbers, said I think they missing decimals. Look. Told him that I'm about to run it now. Too much money out of music, dog. Now the bank account is never running now.
We've just got back from the boxing gym, so the lake's had a nice rest. No lines in it. It's been nice and quiet, and I'm hoping, like I said, with how sensitive the place has been, that really will play into our hands. Now the spot out there, it's 11.5 foot deep. It comes from 14 up to 11, then runs flat for a little while, and then goes up to 10. It's a really nice shelf, and there's fish showing every night along there. We've heard some really big fish out there. So I've kept that spot baited all week with a mixture of everything that I've got with me, from boilies, tigers and maggots. So I've just really kept the bait going in on that spot. Now we have had takes off of it, but that has been all 3 of the small ones have come off the area, and that could be down to the maggots. But the spot on the corner has done the 40, and then the spot down in this corner under the tree has done a 30 and the 50.
So all spots are doing fish, and the fish are very spread around the lake, but like I say, it's very easy to spook them. I hate to think how hard it would be if you was casting here. You really would have to just fish tigers and leave your baits in for days. But I've found this with small lakes in the past when I fished places like Sutton at Home, Toll Pits, which are lakes in England that were low stocked and small. The carp know when you're there, and this being in the middle of the woods and renowned for being a tricky lake, I can see why. Going into the last night, I wanted everything to be right. The rigs, the bait, the spot, every little detail mattered. I spent an extra bit of time making sure everything felt perfect, knowing that one small change could make the difference. On a lake like this, you don't get many chances, but when you do, you've got to be ready for it.
My shoulder's cramping, like literally, shoulders going into cramp, and I'm like, it won't lift or anything. Well, that's a lovely fish, and this came from the spot I've just baited for 2 days. I didn't put a rod on it till last night, and then early hours of this morning, again on the switched bait to a double tiger. It's gone off, and I've had this lovely 36 pound 8 ounce mirror, and yeah, what an incredible carp. Few days left. We're hearing some really big fish, so I'm hoping with 48 hours to go there could be a big Polish carp on the cards. No, it's not going to be good. I'll go for some sort of majestic release. You ready? Is that majestic enough for you? That's right and well the maggot's gone, isn't it, Tom? I've got a feeling that there's a lot more of that on the bottom out there than you think there is because of how long it's... Yeah. Well, as we head into the last night, and it has been a really autumnal week, the leaves on the trees have all changed colour around us, but it's been absolutely beautiful. A lot of wet weather. Last night we did manage another one, 36 pounds, and another small one. So throughout the week I've had 8 fish, 4 quite small ones and 4 very good ones. So it's been a bit of a mixture between the two. We knew the lake was tricky. Like I've said, we've been told that at the beginning. Bait wise, I've not used a lot of bait. I used a fair bit of maggot, probably 10 pints on one spot, and that did me 3 of the little ones. So in the end I realised the bigger fish were coming to the double tiger nuts. So each boatload was literally some hemp tigers and a few boilies spread between them. So I didn't really go mad on the bait. Although I thought they were going to be up for it, they weren't really. They were picking off small patches of bait underneath bushes and things like that. So as we do go into this last night, we are leaving a night early because there's a lot of horrendous rain coming our way. So rather than pack up in the pouring rain, we're going to get away a day early just to remain a little bit dry. And yeah, it's been an absolutely brilliant week. And we are the first UK or English people to ever come and fish this lake. And if you looked at a map of this area, inside about 100 kilometres, you've got 200 waters, some of them 400 acres, down to a couple of acres. There's a lot of exploring to be done in Poland. So if you're one of these guys that likes to go and explore public waters or whatever you like, Poland is full of it. It's probably the most uncharted carp fishing you're ever going to find at the moment in the world. So get the map out. If you're up for a bit of exploring, I might just see you here.
Yeah, I reckon in the morning I can be completely packed down in 2 hours. Probably less.
So for now, I'm going to get some grub on. I've made the cameramen a nice curry for tonight. Then we'll see what unfolds tonight. There's a few fish moving about, and I've got a feeling in my gut that we might catch one. So let's get that dinner on.
On that final morning, everything just fell into place. I persisted on that spot all week. I just knew it was going to do a good fish. And when that carp rolled in the net, I knew I had something special. I gave my good friend Derek a call and asked him to come down and share the moment. It only seemed right after everything he'd done for us throughout our stay.
Head on that.
That's a fish in there. And then Tom. That is a fish.
It's having the tail on it. Oh.
Last morning at Lake Paradise in Poland, and we've gone and caught the biggest fish in the lake. 63 pounds. Unbelievable. First light this morning, camera guys were still in bed. I didn't bother waking them up because the light just weren't good enough. And I think they thought I was winding them up, but I cannot believe it. I see photos of this fish with my friend Derek and dreamed of catching it all week. And now I've gone and caught it. What an incredible carp and a brilliant trip to Poland. Oi. That's heavy. There you go. It's my friend Derek, the boxer. I'm at his lake, Carp Lake Paradise in Poland. And Tale of Carps don't come much better than that. What a carp. Thank you, Derek. Big slab of carp, that is. Yep. Well, another Tale of Carp. And we keep going to different venues. Our first time in Poland. The first time the English have ever fished this lake. I asked myself, what next? And if you think this was a great venue, wait till you see what happens next spring. Thank you, darling.
Look at that thing. It's incredible. Maybe the best carp I've caught on the Tale of Carp so far.
Well, that brings another Tale of Carp to an end. I'd just like to say thank you to everyone that came down and saw me while I was here, and a special thanks to Derek who owns the lake. See you on the next episode.